You made it home safe? Did it give you any issues when you were trying to start it before? No? Just go straight back. Yeah, you're good. You sound like a friggin' diesel. Not good news. Just listen to that thing. We think he dropped a valve. We don't know for sure, but we think he dropped a valve. Dude, that's no bueno, eh? Smells bad, there's no oil. It's not supposed to sound that way, dude. This kid's been riding the bike back and forth, the same loop for like 5 minutes, won't commit to it. See? Nope. You tried. No, I don't. See? There you go, buddy. You can do it. We all believe in you. Someone commented the other day and was like, oh, now they're getting into biking? And I was like, we grew up biking. Now we have space. We've never had the room to just bike around our house before. So now that we have all this room, we keep playing on them. Anyways, it's time, dude. Is that for you?
Are you starting the thing?
We gotta drive it in here.
God.
Oh. Oh. You tried. Lucky for you, we got the booster pack. Okay. Well, that's not what I like to hear. All right, well, I guess we're pushing it. I'm honestly not surprised it did that. When it died initially, it wouldn't turn back over. So the fact that the guy that was towing it got it running to get it on the trailer and back kind of surprised us. Like when we saw the video of him driving it on, we were like, what? And then when it showed up, it ran, but yeah, there's too much glass on this thing. Too much glass weight. All right, so here it is. We were driving home, like a month to this day, we were driving home from Calgary. This guy drove by us and he took a video of us driving and posted it on Instagram. So this might be all I have to show you guys. Basically what happened was, the car was running fine. The car was running totally fine the whole way there, the whole weekend. We went to Birdie's shop the night before, we swapped on some new parts. And then we woke up in the morning, as soon as Emerson started it, it was puffing big clouds, which isn't unusual for this thing to do because we had that oil drain issue where the oil wasn't going through the drain properly. We were like, whatever, we'll just start driving. And we started driving and it didn't really go away. It still was just chooching oil down the road, as you guys saw in that video. We pulled over, tried to diagnose it, thought maybe the catch can is so full that it's going into the intake and burning it. So we empty the catch can, we get back on the road, start going, it cleared up for like 2 seconds, and then it got worse again. And there's really no rhyme or reason, but we were like, oh, we just got on the highway, so we're like, okay, on the next exit we'll pull over, because you can't really pull over in the middle of the highway, especially in Alberta. It was like really cold, and we did not want to be stuck on the side of the road. And we're driving, and we're coming up this little bit of a hill, and Emerson on the radio goes, yo, my oil pressure just dropped. Like he lost all oil pressure. He lost all of his oil. All the oil from his car was all the way down the highway. There's oil everywhere. Like, let's open the hood and show them. And what happened was we spent about an hour or two on the side of the road in 3 sweaters. This is how cold this was. We were in 3 sweaters, like 3 layers. And we had this thing jacked up and we were laying under and we were trying to figure out what it was, and it just wasn't roadside. It wasn't roadside fixable. We couldn't figure it out on the side of the road. So the only option, huge shout out to Birdie, everybody go and show him some love because he has let this car sit at his shop for the last like 3 weeks. We got it towed from the side of the road to Birdie's shop. Birdie babysat this thing for like 3 weeks, and then we had someone pick it up from Birdie's shop and bring it back here. So it just got home about a week ago. You can even still see it kind of dark under that boost solenoid. There was oil, like puddles of oil here. And all along, and all everywhere. There was oil everywhere. And essentially it looked like something that was under high pressure exploded. But none of the fittings are bad. None of the fittings had oil on them. None of the lines had oil on them. So today, our goal, find out what broke, find out what blew, find out what the hell happened, and then we can fix it. Because like really, we spent February boosting this thing, and like then it got fresh paint job, and it's got fresh coilovers, and like it's ready to go. And we were so fired up. It wasn't as fired up as we were, I guess. Where do you want to start, mate?
Take out the spark plugs and then see what's in the set. Wow.
That was torque to spec, eh?
Oh, daddy. That's wet.
There's also a pube on it, and it kind of freaks me out. All right, so now what? What do you want to do now that those are up?
gonna look inside.
You're gonna look. What do you see?
Garbage in that one.
We're just gonna start working our way down.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know much, but I do know. There really shouldn't be oil in there like that. You guys see that? That is not good. Ooh, you got the dry stuff pumping. So something good that happened is all the coolant that ran out of here was bright green, like bright green, which is good. That means that there wasn't any oil in the coolant. We were worried that they might have mixed, or we were worried even more so that maybe there's a lot of water in there and not a lot of coolant, and that could have caused a lot of issues. Dude, when I stand out here, it's hella dark. Anyways, it's bright green, which is a good thing for us. Yeah, now we gotta check the reverse side to see if there's coolant in the oil, but Emerson's just trying to drop this turbo off the manifold and see what's going on because there's oil on the intake side. There's also seeming like there was oil on the hot side, which is confusing, and like we're leery. Is that the word? Leery?
Larry?
Larry? We're leery about the turbo being blown. I don't know why we're leery about it, but we're leery about it.
I don't know if it's Larry, by the way.
It's not Larry.
So.
I thought Larry's the name. Are you certified to be doing this? Do you know what you're doing, taking a turbo apart?
Of course.
Of course, he says.
Of course. Of course not.
It's definitely a little custy butt juice. This is uncouth. I have never seen a snap ring so thick. My pliers, they won't even open that wide to start with, but even then, I couldn't get this thing to budge with screwdrivers. Like, this snap ring, it's a big boy, and I don't know how to open it. So Emerson's gonna bring the turbo to school, and just like, we still don't think it's the turbo. But he's gonna bring it to school and get like some of the turbo specialist people that like actually work there. If you guys don't know, Emerson's going to school to be like a heavy duty mechanic. So there's people there that really know things, especially about turbos. He's just gonna bring this and be like, tell me what's wrong with this. But we still have to figure out why this thing was ticking, because this thing was still making a terrible sound. And we're really curious as to why that's wet. Pooched. Oh, can't focus on it. Wait. Yeah. That's not a great focus, but you can see it's scored.
Yeah, that's worse. Like that's like.
Oh man, in here it's all scratched too.
Like.
That's no blend, dude.
And when there's no oil going up there, then you got metal contact. And just think about how fast it's going.
So like this had no oil coming into it essentially, and it.
When we ran it with no oil pressure, but like that's still like we didn't even run for that long because. Like you have to have like no oil.
Dude, we got so close. Why? These ARP head studs use a 12-point socket. Can we just go buy a 12-point socket set? We really should. We really need one. You know how often we have to go to Brad's and steal his? It's too late now. We're gonna have to buy some tomorrow morning, and we're gonna have to do this because I need to know what's wrong with your motor. And I've come to the conclusion I need some 12-point sockets too because I'm sick of borrowing everyone else's.
We're gonna start the day by taking off the head because I finally got a 12-point socket, and hopefully Robbie should be here in 10 hours. I don't know, he should be here, but I'm gonna try and attempt to take the head off by myself because it's kind of heavy, and I gotta take it with the intake manifold off too. So I'm still hungry. I don't know if you can see that down in there. Chain guide is broken. Chain guide's broken there. There was no chain guide up here either, and so it was hidden in my valve cover. This thing is gross. Oh, you guys are gonna like this one. That is not supposed to happen. I don't know if you, oh yeah, now you can see that. That right there is 350,000 kilometers of wear. No bueno. Gross, bad. Chain's elongated for sure. Probably same with the other chain also. So we're gonna take the head off and figure out how much damage I did to this thing. Got the head off, and by the looks of this gasket, it looks pooched. So I don't see any nicks or anything on the piston. Oh, maybe that one actually.
So we've came to the conclusion that we're going to pull the engine Emerson just texted Robbie, but I don't think that matters. We're pulling it. He's not excited. I'm excited. This is gonna be fun. 6:19. It's gonna be out 7:30. Half an hour past schedule. Okay, so we came to a standstill. We don't have the right bolts that go from right there to put on the engine stand to really inspect what the issue is. So Emerson's gonna go to Lordco tomorrow, right? And then we can flip it over and then take off the oil pan and see if there's any damage.
Dude, this is so sad. I have no idea what Emerson and Brad filmed the whole time we were gone. Chris and Ash came here on the weekend and we went away to the island for the weekend, and the whole time I was gone, they were just disassembling shit, which makes me very sad. I don't know if they explained anything to you. I don't know what they filmed or what happened, but I came home to this thing with no motor, dude. This is so sad. Just from talking to Emerson, what he said he thinks happened is when he was taking the head off, I'm not sure if he explained this to you guys, but when he was taking the head off, he said it was hard to get the socket on some of these nuts on the head studs. And what he thinks happened was the head shifted. So he said like all these end ones, he had to like hammer the socket down onto them because it felt like the head had kind of like lifted and slid back a little bit. So I don't know why it would do that. I don't know what would make that happen, but at least the reason it was smoking, or the reason all that was happening, was from what he has found is that the head lifted up, it shifted backwards a little bit, and obviously like the head gasket wasn't happy about that. Nothing was happy about that, so it was leaking fluids in and out, and it was starting to burn oil that was coming through and whatever. So, but now he wants to take it apart a little bit further and see if any of like the piston rings are blown, or like any of the rods are bent, or anything more happened. He basically like saw that the head had shifted, but he still wants to take it out and check and see if any piston rings are good, if anything else got hurt during the process. So we're not gonna be able to do that right now. Now we know that the reason that it was smoking, the reason that it did blow up in the first place, was something to do with this head moving somehow. Like I said, I don't really understand how that would happen or what would make it happen, but that happened. Pretty much where we're at is we need to find out, Emerson's gonna come back over, I don't know when, and we're gonna take this thing apart a little bit more in depth and dig into it and see what all is wrong, because we need to find out like what it's gonna total out at to fix this, or what it would cost to just get a new motor. And then at that point we have to decide if we get another KA and just redo everything that we just spent all winter doing and only got to drive it once with, or if we do like a full swap, or what we end up doing. So I have no idea what's going on at this point. I know that it's already gonna cost a little bit to get this thing replaced, or at least get the parts fixed. But if we take this apart and there's like bent rods or piston rings are gone or something, and it's gonna end up costing us way more, then we have to seriously consider other options, just because it's not worth rebuilding this motor if you can get a whole other motor for less that's in better shape or something. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. Anyways, that's all we're gonna have for you guys today. Sorry these videos are probably a little bit delayed. Chris and Ash came to visit for the week, so we've just been trying to hang out with and go do some stuff with them while they're here. So that's all we're gonna have for you guys today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you next time. Peace out and stay committed.